Brew time. Who wants a warm one?
Hey, welcome to Cinema Gulp, everybody. This is Binge Drinking, and I'm Ben.
And I'm Devin.
We just finished binging Cobra Kai, the YouTube premium phenomenon based on the 1984 film, Karate Kid. Yeah. Great film, classic film from the 80s that we all remember, especially guys our age. And I want to kick it off by talking about the reason that this show works, the reason that Devin and I wanted to come on and actually do an episode about Cobra Kai, not because it's just awesome, but because it's, when we figured out, we did some research on who the creators were, these are guys just like us. I mean, much richer, much more successful, but that's why this show works, because it's got guys our age that were fanboys of the show, comic writers. They did like American Pie and the Harold and Kumar movies. So that's why it works for me.
The writing was great.
The writing was great.
The writing was brilliant, in my opinion. It was well executed. This show could have been horrible, but it was awesome. Awesome in every way.
And the direction, that's your favorite thing, the direction that they decided to take it in.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, we talked about they could have done a movie out of this, but they didn't. The movie would have sucked, but they can take their time with these 30-minute episodes and give some development to the characters. It really worked well. I'm glad they went with the series because it works. It works awesome.
It does, man. And giving it more of a comedic tone than anything else.
Definitely. I was wondering, like, how, when I heard about this show, how are they going to do this? You know, what's it going to be? Is it going to be a drama series?
Oh, that would have been terrible.
It would have sucked. But it's comedy. It's great. It works fucking fantastic.
And the dramatic moments are hokey, and they're intentionally hokey. But as the show progresses, the show is really well paced. It's really, really well paced. 10 episodes, about 27, 28 minutes apiece. Man, does the tension start racking up. And it's just so much fun. Like, the show, every episode is hilarious. You learn a little bit more about somebody. There's development in the story. Something crazy happens. Every episode has something amazing. And when it gets to, like, its conclusion, everyone, like, has gone through so much with their characters.
Right. And in what seems like a short time, too.
Yeah.
But it was so well done.
Yeah.
So well done.
And it feels like a film. It's shot more like a film. I mean, if you think about it, it's about a little less than 5-hour-long movie. If you put the episodes together, it's probably like a 4.5-hour-long movie.
And they can keep going with it, too. I mean, they can go any direction they want. And based on the first season, I feel that the second season's going to be awesome. I think they're going in the right direction.
I'm super curious, because we just binged this whole fucking thing, and the end of it, spoilers, if you haven't watched Cobra Kai, we're going to spoil the shit out of this, just in case you're wondering. But John frickin' the Legend Kreese shows up in the last second, chomping on a big frickin' gnarly cigar like he just got back from fighting a predator somewhere.
I was just going to say predator. Badass. Badass. Yeah, I can't wait to see what they're going to do with him. I don't know. What's he going to do? Is he going to reprise his role as, like, the asshole that just wants to win and fuck everybody? Fuck these. He was beating the shit out of kids at the end of the, in the intro to the second movie. He was a dick.
Well, that's
what is his role going to be?
I think, because I think the writers are so great and I trust them completely, what I think they're going to do is they're going to explore the relationship between Johnny and Kreese and actually show you how different they really are, where Johnny was still set in that mindset that Cobra Kai needs to win, but he didn't really understand why. It was a personal thing in his own mind. And now that he's got Kreese there, I think he's going to be more conflicted, because he can be like, this isn't the person that I want to be.
What would we do, baby, without us? Sha-la-la-la.
Well, and they kind of touched on that, too, with, when Johnny and Daniel had that sit down in the bar and they're drinking beers and they're kind of reflecting on everything. And he's like, John Kreese was like a father figure to me.
Yeah.
So that's what he knew, like...
He rebelled against his actual life, his family life. That is what is so great about this show. It's like, did I ever think I cared ever in my life about finding out Johnny Lawrence's the bully from Karate Kid? Did I ever think I would care to see his backstory?
Right.
But it's fascinating. It's because it's so well written.
It's great. And it's really awesome to see his take on the past, how everything was in
Yeah,
his
when you
eyes.
see it through his eyes, it's like
Like,
it
that
doesn't
makes sense.
it doesn't flat out make Daniel the villain. It makes them both human
It's
beings.
a different side.
Yeah,
it's a different. Because there's always two sides to a story.
Exactly.
And we only got one side in the movie, in the original Karate Kid movie.
Yeah.
Just one side. But we got to hear Johnny's side of the story in this series, and it's fucking awesome.
And that's why, dare I say, and people are going to hate me for this, I think the show is better than the original film. That's ludicrous to say. Here's why. Because the original film, the era it was made, everything was black and white. There was good people, there was bad people. There was no in between. There was no conflicting ideologies, misunderstandings, people misrepresenting themselves. It was just, you're evil and I'm good. The show, no one is perfect. There's people, the people that are focused on as being good in one episode are not doing great things in the next one, and vice versa. It's real human beings, and like, it's not like Cobra Kai is evil, because now you get this whole insight of like, Johnny Lawrence is just trying to do something. You know, he's just trying to do something, and he only knows that way of doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he was taught.
Yeah, that's what he was taught.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, you have so much more time. It's unfair. It's unfair. You can't say it's better than a movie because you have so much more time to flesh things out. But it does reflect on how times are nowadays, and we'll get into what I hate about that. Millennials and all that kind of shit. But the fact that it does let you breathe and get introduced to characters, and those characters have flaws, and those characters are assholes sometimes because they're selfish, but then they also want good things, like, that is the way that you tell a story, not just evil versus good, which doesn't exist.
Right.
So
It's never black and white, cut and dry like that.
other than Nazi Germany, it's never just been that easily.
So the opening of this show was brilliant. It was awesome in my opinion. I love that we get to see Johnny Lawrence. The show opens up with him being a piece of shit loser right off the bat.
Like Bad Santa.
It's like he was auditioning for the role of Willie in Bad Santa. He's drinking nasty warm Coors Banquet when he wakes up. He's got Doritos in his fucking bed. He's eating fried bologna with some like nasty Del Monte 99-cent store frickin' salsa. His life sucks. It sucks. And it's funny because it's like, because he didn't win the tournament 34 years later, he's still fucking busted up about it. He's still upset about it. Like, that was
montages where he's in his car.
that was the
just
pinnacle of his
drinking,
life. Yeah.
and he's just flashbacking on the
With
tournament.
the 80s music and his fucking what is that? A Trans Am he's
Yeah,
driving in, or
Pontiac
or
Firebird.
Yeah,
Firebird,
Firebird.
yeah.
The paint's all fucked up. they open the show with showing how fucked his life is, and it's all as a result because of
This
he
tournament.
did not win the tournament
The
34 years
crane
ago.
kick ruined his life. And Billy Zabka, William Zabka, whatever he's going by, is so good.
Quiet! 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 Quiet!
He's the best part of the show.
By far. in
Like,
my
I
opinion.
mean, Ralph Macchio is great. He does his thing. We'll get into him too a little bit. I like how they just completely like rearranged his character.
Well,
but-
the movie was the original Karate Kid movie was about Daniel. It was his story.
Yeah.
But this show, this is Johnny's story now. Really, I mean,
Well, and just I don't remember I don't remember anything when I was 18 that would have affected anywhere I am nowadays. Like,
very good point.
Yeah, or
Very good
16
point.
or however old they weren't age appropriate for the movie.
I don't even
They're
remember
all
that
in their
shit.
20s playing 15, 16-year-old kids.
LaRusso.
So yeah, speaking of someone who doesn't age at all in voice or appearance, like Ralph Macchio still looks and
Still looks like a
sounds like
little
a
fucking
fucking
kid.
kid, dude.
An
And
out of
he's-
shape, skinny, fat kid.
Yeah, and he's good in the show. I don't like him as much, and that's mostly because of how he's written. He's pompous. He's egotistical. He always thinks he's right. But again, that's great. And he actually, when I watched it, I don't know about you. Tell me what you think of this. When I finally started watching the show today, as we binged it, I'm like, maybe this is real. I think I said it to you. This is how Daniel would actually turn out to be. Because he was kind of a pompous smartass anyway. He was just a doofus.
Very good point.
Yeah, and
Yes.
so
No,
I could see
I
if he got a little bit of success, he'd kind of turn into an asshole.
I could definitely see that.
So I think that's why they went with him being an asshole, because
Right.
it makes sense.
I never really thought about it, and that's one of the things. It's a great point.
And there is a missing element to the show. Obviously, you're not going to have Pat Morita. The guy's been fucking dead for almost 2 decades. Yeah,
Can't
but-
bring him back.
But I do like the tiny things they do to honor him and stuff like that, and they don't do anything stupid. They don't write about the character of anything that you didn't see on screen, which I think is very respectful. Yeah. They didn't try to write some lore about him and he did blah blah blah. They don't make mention of anything he did after the movies.
And that's one of the things I wanted to touch on was the subtleties of this show.
Yeah,
because for people like us that grew up with this show. With the movie, we loved it. It's a classic for us.
Remember what Miyagi said?
Karate, come from heart.
I will show no mercy.
it is.
So when it came back, we're hearing that the show was coming back, I was super excited. But I was also concerned about what are they going to do with this show. But the nostalgic, the throwbacks and everything, it worked so... They did it in a very subtle way to where it's nostalgic... It's still current, though, too. They have the kids and that whole part of the show.
Yeah.
So they target a new audience, but they also target the older audience, or people like us. So, I mean, they really could have fucked it up if they just threw a bunch of
You mean if they relied on
references.
nostalgia?
Yes,
like so
exactly.
many of these reboots do.
Yes, but they didn't do that.
No,
they gave us some things here and there. It worked perfectly. I mean,
but they didn't give us anything nostalgic that wasn't part of the story.
Not really. No,
that's what I'm saying. Like you're right. Like it was all subtle nostalgia because it wasn't like, hey, we just drove past the place where Daniel and Allie went on a date.
Right.
It's only there to service the story.
When they go to golf and stuff on a date.
It makes sense. They live in the same town. That place is still there.
It's still there. Yeah. They still go to the Encino Oaks Country Club. That's still there where Daniel spilled the spaghetti all over himself.
And that's so subtle. I didn't even know it was that place until you told me.
It's awesome. Or just things like when Miguel is wiping the windows. Johnny's got him cleaning the dojo, and he's like, "Do you want me doing this a certain way?" He's like, "I don't give a shit."
Yeah, no, that was the line they used in the trailers. I was like, this show is going to be really funny. The writers are like, this is for us, but it's also for them, and that's why they focus on two completely separate lines of maturity. Like they have the adults doing their thing, which is why you don't really see like Johnny and Daniel get into it, because it might be kind of goofy to see these two old guys fighting.
Right.
And then you see the kids storyline, and like it's very different than the Karate Kid. Like the Miguel kid is kind of a tragic kind of storyline, at least right now. I mean, he still has room for redemption. None of the drama in this show has high stakes. It's just karate dojos fighting against each other. It's not life and death shit. So that's why they knew to like not make it very serious and stuff. But I do want to talk about the Miguel character because I think he acts as a Daniel LaRusso for I want to say episodes 1 through maybe 7, and then he becomes sort of Johnny Lawrence, but even a little bit gnarlier than that, because he loses all consciousness pretty much at the end.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, based on what we know now too, that Johnny like was, you know, the whole thing with he and Allie when LaRusso first came to Reseda or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And they had been like split up kind of, and he moved in on Johnny's girl. Well, now you've got Johnny's son who's coming in and trying to move in on LaRusso's daughter, Miguel's girlfriend. You've got this whole thing that's kind of coming around full circle again.
Yeah, all these parallel like things that we know, but they're still kind of fresh though, because Karate Kid 2 and 3, they are what they are. I really like 2. I think 3 is terrible. Going back to 1, there's a lot of misunderstandings that cause a lot of riffs. This show is all about like one of the best scenes in all 10 episodes is when Daniel and Johnny get drunk at that bar and they talk shit out. I didn't realize that your dad was a piece of shit. I just thought you were a rich asshole. And it's like, well, no, you know, you just don't assume so much. And then, then when they talk about Allie and like the fact that she kind of like caused their rift to begin with because she didn't tell either one of them what was really going on.
Always a woman.
But just that one scene explains so much that could have kept everything from happening. But then there's all these little things, misunderstandings that cause people to explode, and that's good writing right there, because it's not so simple. It's not cut and dry. It's like, oh shit, sorry, this just pissed you off. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't know this. Like,
well, just like they did with Miguel and LaRusso's daughter. I don't remember her name, but when she shows up to that party with Johnny Lawrence's kid. And they're where she's got a blanket, she's walking down with them, and he's like, "What the fuck?"
The kid from Airborne.
Don't know what I want to be when I grow up? Don't care. Just as long as I live near the beach and don't have to wear a tie. Then I'll be styling.
Fucking Mitchell Guzin.
Well, you know, the kids, as much as I do like the storyline, like, I love that the show tells you, and it tells you through Johnny's character. Johnny's character is a bottleneck effect of Johnny's character is a swift crane kick to this pussy generation society's nutsack, because he exists for everything that he is living. It's like he's a caveman who woke up in 2018 and doesn't understand millennials, and he doesn't understand how everyone's offended by everything that anyone says.
Right? Doesn't know what Facebook is.
And I love that, and that's how you know the writers are like people like us, because as much, you know, you can be a respectful human being but still say offensive things and not expect to be crucified for them, you know. And Johnny is he is a product of that. Like, his character, seriously, when he wakes up, it's almost metaphorical. When he wakes up in the opening shot of the first episode, it's like he's waking up right after the last movie. And
Right.
and that's another Bad Santa thing. He's beats the shit out of some kids.
He's doing everything that Willie did in Bad Santa.
Pretty much.
He's eating fried bologna. He's drinking warm, nasty beer.
They should have just
He's
had him taking a shit.
scumbag
Just
loser.
taking a shit in somebody's
He's
bathroom
beating up
while eating a
kids.
chicken
It's
turkey
great.
drumstick.
His life sucks. He's a shithead loser. It's awesome. I fucking love that first episode. Was just fucking amazing. But one of the other things that I like too is original characters. And so far we've only really got Daniel and Johnny Lawrence. But we've got references to old characters. At the end of the first season, we got John Kreese coming back, which is really thrilling. I can't wait to fucking see what they do with that guy. I'm really excited for that. I cannot fucking wait. But they even have Dan LaRusso's mom, Lucille. She comes back.
She was kind of annoying.
And it's
I was
kind of
I was
like, I don't
excited
give a
to
fuck.
see her. I was kind of excited to see her.
Again,
but
that was one of those subtle nostalgic things they threw in. Like, we don't need
she
to
had
see
no
her.
purpose.
No, exactly, no purpose. But it was still cool that
It
was
was
still cool to see they got Lucille back.
Yeah, for sure.
And what I'm really hoping for in second season is that they bring Allie back. Because what the fuck is she doing these days?
They have to. Ali Sheedy. What's her fucking name? Elizabeth Shue.
Elizabeth Shue.
There is just literally no reason why you shouldn't come back and
You're not doing anything.
Season 2,
Come
pitch. They get rid of John Kreese for whatever reason. 2 episodes left. Johnny and Daniel become like best buds. They have another drinking date. Right when they become best friends, boom, she shows up. They hate each other again.
Then they could really fuck it up by bringing Kumiko back. I'd love to see that. That would be fucking awesome.
I was just going to say, it'd be funny if, like, there's a phone call conversation that Daniel's having with an investor in Japan, and it's Sato. So they referenced
Terry Silver.
Terry Silver, the wannabe Steven Seagal looking dude from the third one. If they want to bring him back, and we're just pitching ideas now, folks. Like, here's a great idea. Like, John Kreese has gone too ambitious with Cobra Kai, liquidated. There's no money left from Johnny's check that he got, and they need money. So who do they go to?
That's good.
You can just stand there and let him kick your ass.
Where John Kreese is like, I haven't talked to this guy in years because I blew it last time when he gave me the opportunity.
Well, they were war buddies.
Yeah, they were war buddies.
Kreese and Terry Silver were war buddies.
Yeah. So that could be a way to get Terry Silver in there. If you really want to go bring in all these motherfuckers.
Do you
back.
think that would ruin it, though, potentially, if they
Possibly.
brought him back? I could see maybe they could go the wrong way with
Well,
that.
I think
Even though I'd love to see it.
because the show is so good, you stay as far away from part 3 as you can. There's no reason to remind people. It's like the way Star Wars is trying hard to make you forget about the prequels.
Yeah.
Cobra Kai has no reason to go near part 3 at all.
Probably a
John
bad
Kreese
idea.
makes sense. It's part 1, but you know.
But they referenced him in one of these episodes
No,
in season
and
1.
that's
though.
cool.
They
That's
did
fine.
reference him. That was cool enough to hear.
I don't even know if the actor's still alive. I thought Martin Cove was dead.
Yeah, that's
I thought the
right.
guy
Yeah,
that played
he
John
said
Kreese
that.
was dead. I could have sworn that I heard he was dead.
I'm super stoked he's back, man. I can't wait to see what they do with this character. I just hope they do it well, and I'm confident they're going to do it well because what they did with season 1 was brilliant. I couldn't have loved it more.
You
Could
know
not have
who's
loved
more
it
stoked than you that Martin Cove is back? Martin Cove.
Yeah, what
What the
fuck
fuck
has
has he
done?
been doing? But on a technical note, I even think the show is shot really well. I was telling you by like episode 5, I'm like, it's so gloomy. It's such a weird kind of like fall gloom. And it was
Yeah,
it
for
took place in
California.
the fall too, and it made sense that they stayed consistent with the.
In California, it's fucking 90 degrees. in the
Yeah,
fall.
but it's but it did have kind of like an orangey type of fall look to the cinematography, which
Yeah.
was nice. It's a beautiful, crisp looking show. Nothing spectacular because the show is a very surface level show that just deals with people and relationships, and then for the most part, that's what the show is. It's about what karate means to people, and I love it that like now people care about karate again, because you were saying like it's so cyclical how like these martial arts come in and out of like popularity.
Yeah, certain generations, like in the 70s, early 80s, when the show like came out in 84, the movie rather, karate was huge. It was huge, and for like maybe a good, I don't know, 5-10 years before that, even in the 70s, before we were born, karate was huge. And then it got really big in the 80s, and you had all these movies like fucking, all the Seagal movies.
Every cop was a martial artist in the 80s.
All the Van Damme movies, you know, freaking No Retreat, No Surrender. Horrible. You had, you know, The Perfect Weapon, late 90s, what was that, 89?
Perfect Weapon at 90, I think. Because it
89,
had,
90,
I got
yeah.
the power!
Yeah. One of the funny things, though, is in the whole Cobra Kai universe is that karate dojos seem to run the fucking universe.
It's like an an alternate reality where like the most important things in existence are these karate. And John Kreese is at
Cobra
the
Kai's
end.
back.
He's like, they thought we were defeated. It's like, I don't think anybody even
No
knew
one
Cobra
gives a
Kai was
shit.
gone. I think the show is perfect. You know, I would give it like 9.5 gulps if we were reviewing this the way we would a normal review.
Easily.
It's so entertaining. If you haven't seen it, seek it out. It's really good, especially, you know, if you're around our age, even younger. It doesn't matter.
You know, the thing that worries me, the one thing that's on my mind that could potentially fuck things up is when if and when Johnny and Daniel actually fight. If they do. Because I'll tell you, if Daniel wins, I'll be pissed.
Yeah, well, especially because like they've shown, even in the first episode, that Johnny is better than we thought he was at fighting. Like he's kicking the shit out of like 5
And
guys.
he always was. There was never been anything threatening about Daniel LaRusso. Nothing threatening.
Well, that's why they put it in a tournament setting.
When he throws these kicks, even in his commercials, he looks like he kicks like a fucking old man, like a little bitch. There's nothing threatening about him. Nothing. Johnny would fuck him up. Fuck him up. Fuck Daniel.
I had a good time binge watching and binge drinking Cobra Kai. Watch Cobra Kai with some buddies, drink the whole time. You don't have to. It's good on its own, but, you know, do it anyway. So until next time, everybody, I am Ben.
And I'm Devin.
And if you like this, click like and or subscribe. Leave some comments in the comment section below. Especially tell us, sound off about Cobra Kai. This is YouTube land we're in right now. It's YouTube's biggest show ever. So let's talk about it. So anyway, until next time.
We drink your cinema.
I drink it up! Knee, song, she. Come on, everybody, train karate.
Ich, me, some, she. Come on, everybody, train karate. Karate, train my body all the time. Karate.
I don't mean to brag, I don't mean to boast, but I've trained karate from coast to coast.
Karate. Train your body.
I've done the kung fu, the show and rue. I even did a little jujitsu. Karate. Train your body.